Good morning. If everyone would please silence their cell phones. And let's open, everyone please silence your cell phones and let's read the Unity Statement of Being in the front of your hymnal. There is but one presence and one power in this church, in our lives, and in the universe. God, the good, omnipotent, and the 5 unity principles. 1, God is absolute good, everywhere present. 2, God lives in us, therefore we are inherently good. Number 3, we are co-creators with God and create our experiences through our thoughts. Number 4, prayer is creative thinking that heightens our connection with God mind. 5, it is not enough to simply know these principles. We must live the truth we know. And if you'll open your hymnals to hymn number 2, please stand. And that's the Lord's Prayer.
This is our time of going within. We set the intention. We silently close the door. We move away from the busyness and the doing and all of the busy thoughts. We allow what is to begin to express and make itself known to us. For there's always a perfection in what is. This perfection does not entail any necessity or need to change things or doing of any kind. perfection is, as you are. And so I invite you to go inwards into the depths of consciousness. I invite you to bless your thoughts. Any ideas that may be desiring to make themselves known to you in this moment, simply bless them. Send love to them. Allow them to be. For there is perfection. For they were created by perfection. And they are merely an extension of the perfection that created them. And they do not fit in any categories. They are unique, completely unique. They are not meant to be evaluated. They're not meant to be controlled. They're meant to be experienced for the lessons they contain, for the realizations that they hold for you. Know that this is the nature of all things that are. For all things that are serve a purpose. Whether we have an understanding of that purpose or not, it changes nothing. So I invite you to just simply release, let go, and allow the perfection that already is, that always is and always shall be, to make itself known to you. Within this beautiful, vast region that is within, there are so many bright and beautiful exploration points, like stars in the heavens. Exploration points are awaiting your discovery. For they are unique, as your thoughts are unique, as you are unique. Each one of these exploration points contains a journey. And these journeys are not meant to be evaluated either, for they are unique as well. Some of them you may identify with, others you may not. Yet allow that simple truth to hold you steady, that all things serve a purpose. So if all things serve a purpose, I invite you to be willing to understand what that purpose is. And through your willingness, you will set forces in motion that will bring about the inevitable realization and insight and depth of understanding that you desire. So be still. Be one with the infinite space within. And allow that beautiful peace to enter into your consciousness. Bring forth an experience of purpose and meaning. You are one with all that there is, where everything is on your side, where everything is conspiring for you, working in your favor. This is the nature of things, the true nature of things, of all things. For all things in the universe work together for our highest good. There is no other truth that is higher than this truth. So with this understanding, ideas like fear must flee from you. With a universe that is conspiring for you, where everything is working in your favor, what have you to fear? I invite you to contemplate these things. I invite you to allow your thoughts to dwell on these things. And from this innermost area of contemplation, yearning for a deeper understanding, when you will begin to experience a peace that surpasses all understanding, surpasses all wisdom, knowledge. For it is the peace of spirit, the love of spirit, the abundance of spirits. You are one with this peace. You are one with this abundance. You are one with this love. So as we are now experiencing these things, exploring beautiful possibilities that lie within, know that it is my intent to bring forth a new message, a message that has not been experienced before. So it's my intention to bring forth practical insights and tools that will assist us in experiencing the abundance that always is, the perfection that always is, the beauty, the love that always is. So I invite you to join me in that intention. For in truth, our minds are already one. We are already joined. There is a creative mastermind in this space. So this mastermind is waiting for our intention, waiting for instructions. So I invite you to arrive at the end of the journey of the message, and how you would feel, and the excitement that you would feel from learning something new. Something that expands consciousness, the way you see things, where you're able to see things anew. As if for the very first time. How would you feel upon experiencing such realizations? What excitement, what joy would you feel seeing new possibilities for yourself that you didn't see before? I invite you to experience that joy, that excitement right now. This is a collective manifestation. This is a united creation. We are giving instructions to Spirit of our desired outcome, what we desire to experience. And we relinquish all the ideas of how and all the details, and we just allow Spirit to be the vehicle that transports us to this desired destination, without needing to bog our mind down with all the particulars. Tapping into our greater selves, allowing it to do the work, freeing us to experience these new realizations and explore this new world with wide-eyed wonderment. What type of gratitude, what type of joyous gratitude would you feel? I invite you to feel that gratitude right now. It is done. For where two or more gather together, all things are possible. There is nothing we cannot do, or create, or achieve when we work together, when we set our intention and our thoughts and our minds in unison. before us. We can literally be taken anywhere to the place of our choosing. It is done. So I invite you to feel gratitude for that which is done. Feel that gratitude. Now let us feel this gratitude in the name and after the loving nature of our source, of principle, of spirit. And so it is. Amen. Would everyone please stand and take out your hymnals and turn them to page number 322. I am free, I am unlimited. Page number 322. I am free, I am unlimited, and we're going to sing it the way we've been singing it lately. All right? Okay. How's everybody doing?
Great.
All right. I'm a little tired. Yesterday we had the funeral for our dear Tarcisius. And so, gave a eulogy, and I felt after giving the eulogy the same way I feel after giving a Sunday talk, So it's like, when I give a Sunday talk, I'm exhausted. And I'm out of there on Monday. And so this is like a Monday, and I'm going to give another talk, So, there's a highest good to it all, though. And you never experience anything that you can't handle. Spirit doesn't put anything on our plate that we can't handle. Regardless of where our comfort is, regardless of, what we would describe or our ideal conditions and things like that. If it is, it's already perfect. So, the name of my talk is Creation Origins. Creation Origins. This is Hispanic Heritage Month. And so, if you came, listened to the pre-service music, you heard some of the beautiful music that Mike and Natalia were playing. To honor Hispanic Heritage Month. So Hispanic Heritage Month is from September the 15th through October the 15th. So I wasn't going to let October the 15th get here, and I won't be speaking next Sunday. So I was like, I tried to get a unity minister of Hispanic descent to actually come here, but that didn't work out. So you're stuck with me. All right. So, are we ready? Okay. So I came up with this talk because oftentimes we continue to be on autopilot for so many things. I'm always looking for opportunities to remind us that the truth lies within us. You see, we live in a world that we've been indoctrinated into that continues to encourage us to seek outside, look for truth outside, experience and understanding for the things that upset us outside. Tries to give us convenient things, convenient scapegoats to point to so that we can feel better about the dissonance, the discord, the dissonance that's already within. So it basically, how it works is it tells you, hey, this is the why you're experiencing what you're experiencing. These people over here are to blame, or this situation over here is why you're feeling the way you're feeling. And so, when we don't go within, we end up being susceptible to that. We end up going where we're told to go. We end up focusing on what we're told to focus on. It's like a magic trick. It's like a shell game. A shell game. Everybody's familiar with shell games, like where you have like a shell, and then underneath one of the shells, it's like 3 shells, and underneath one of the shells, there's a ball. Sorry about that. Underneath one of the shells is a ball. And so, you look around and think, okay, it's over here, it's over there, it's over here, it's over there, And so, depending on the skill of the person that's doing it, a lot of times you don't find that ball. Well, in this shell game, you're always going to lose that ball if you're looking outside. You're never going to see that ball, ever. And that's the game that we've been indoctrinated into. Find the ball outside. And see, when that happens, we start experiencing a lot of fear. And so, one of the most important questions that we must ask ourselves is, why am I really upset? Why am I really upset? You see, that is a question that's asked by those that are aspiring to be masters and You see, a master, even though they still interact in the world of form and the external, a master knows that all truth lies within them. A master knows not to be influenced by the programmings that would attempt to point you in a place that they don't have the ball. A master knows that the ball is always here. It's always here. No matter what the narrative is, it doesn't matter the narrative. It doesn't matter the narrative. And there's some really creative narratives out there. We're in Hispanic Heritage Month. There's a lot of the narratives about our Hispanic brothers and sisters. You know, a lot of narratives out there. I'm not going to get into all that. I'm here to teach. I'm not here to tell you anything about voting or anything like that. I'm here to teach. But there's a lot of narratives out there. But the truth is right here. It will always be right here. No matter what anybody tells you, no matter what any news media, whether it's conservative or liberal news media, it doesn't matter what anybody tells you, okay? The truth is right here. It will always be right here. It will never be removed from right here.
Amen.
So, but it gets kind of confusing though. It gets kind of confusing because see, over time we have what builds up within us discordant thoughts, and we're not aware why we have all these discordant thoughts. And a lot of times our consciousness is designed to put them somewhere where we don't see them. So it creates narratives. We actually have our own narratives. See, the stuff that we see as far as external is just an out picturing of stuff that we have. We have our own narratives. We have our own justifications. We have our own biases that will take us away from the discord that is right here, and we'll find convenient scapegoats to focus on. Okay? This is a very ancient form of forgiveness. It was an ancient form of forgiveness until they came out with better forms of forgiveness as far as actually going within, higher forms of forgiveness. This is an ancient form of forgiveness that actually started with the whole saying that they have with scapegoats. That is it's actually in the Bible. You know, where they talked about how the children of Israel, after building up a lot of discord, what they had to do, you know, with their own thoughts that were within, what they had to do was they had to take 2 goats and then allow to create a ritual where the people would feel that they were absolved. So the people would whisper to the priests, one of the priests of Aaron, they would whisper all of the things that they did, that they felt guilty about, that they felt bad about, things like that. And then the priest, one of the priests of Aaron, would then go and whisper all these things to one of the goats. Okay? They would whisper it to the goat. And then they would slaughter one of the goats, and then the other goat, they would send it off into the wilderness, you know, to wander the wilderness. And so there was an old form of forgiveness. It was a very ancient form of forgiveness, and we naturally do this. So we have these discordant thoughts that are within, and so we find scapegoats. We find scapegoats. And so we think that it is this thing, whatever it is, this situation, this person, whatever, these people, whatever, you know, this group of people, you know, and that's just designed to create a magic trick with ourselves, so that we can expel some of that energy, some of that anger, okay? So that we can expel some of this energy, some of this anger, and not cause ourselves to get even more sick. But there's still a gradual getting sick as far as in the mind, because the mind is not being accountable for what's actually slowly building up within it. And I've talked on previous talks about how when we attack people with our thoughts, as far as like, you know, get angry at people or think, you know, something, you know, unloving about people, these thoughts don't go anywhere. Even though we think they have targets, you know, well, this thought right here is about that person and whatever, and this thought right here is about this other person. See, these thoughts still continue to grow. They still continue to build up over time, okay? And it doesn't matter who the targets were, they still continue to, they have an energy. They have an energy. Okay? And so what happens over time, is that energy begins to express itself. Okay? And so then we have to find scapegoats. We have to find people, find somebody to blame, for why we're already feeling the way we're feeling, because we've been mismanaging our thoughts for so long. Now we've been reduced to this type of system, this system of unempowerment, where we're not actually being accountable for our thoughts. This happens all the time. So a powerful question that masters use is, why am I really upset? You see, this disregards the narrative that you have in your mind. The story that you have in your mind. This disregards the bias that you have about this or that, or these people or that people. This disregards that too. This disregards all of those different things. This even disregards the repressing that we do when we don't accept certain thoughts. We don't accept certain thoughts because we feel that it doesn't coincide with our mentally constructed self, our idea of ourselves. And so that thought has to go somewhere. So that thought then goes into, it becomes an unconscious thought. It's not a conscious thought that you're aware of. It's an unconscious thought. It's not going anywhere, but your consciousness is not registering. It takes it off the registry. It takes it off the registry, so you're completely not aware of it. But this thought is still manifesting things. This thought is still creating things. This thought is just sitting back in the background just creating all kinds of habit because you're not looking at it, you see. You're not checking it out. You're not focusing and being accountable and asking yourself these self-questions. Why am I really upset? I hadn't experienced this, but before I actually go into that, in the first book of John, chapter 4, verses 16 through 18, it reads, "Spirit is love, and those who abide in love abide in spirit. Love has been perfected among us in this, that we may have boldness on the day of judgment. For as spirit is, so are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with punishment. And whosoever has fear has not been perfected in love." This scripture has so much wisdom, so much wisdom. The nature of love is to accept something. It's to not try to exert control over something. It's to allow that something to express itself. Okay? To allow that something to express itself, recognizing that something has a perfection to it. There is a perfection to this something. Okay? You may not know what this perfection is. You may not know. A lot of times we don't know. And as a matter of fact, because we do so much seeking in the outside and things like that, and we do so much repressing of our thoughts and things, that there's so many unconscious thoughts that we have. There's a lot that we're not familiar with. There's a lot that we're not aware of. But there's a lot that we're not cognizant of. Okay? But there is a perfection. There is a perfection to this. But when you have these narratives and things like that, you're not going to see the perfection. Okay? When you have these biases and things like that, you're not going to see that perfection. You're not going to see it at all. When you're not willing to be within, to go within, to continuously go within no matter what, just continuously go within, no matter what the outside narrative is trying to tell you, go within, just ignore that outside narrative, go within, you're not going to see it. You're not going to experience it. See, I had experienced this for myself. And, what really kind of opened my eyes, because, I read about it in like A Course in Miracles, but I was like, I don't know if that's stuff to talk about when I first initially read about it in Course in Miracles, when I first started reading the Course. Also, when I became, went into seminary, talks about that all in seminary, all in attending classes in Unity Worldwide Ministries. It has nothing to do with anything outside you. It always has to do with what's going on here. They will not let you graduate and become ordained or licensed as a Unity ministry if you're thinking that there's something out there that's accountable for anything that you're feeling in here. I will not be standing here in front of you if I actually thought that. So I'm here to tell you that's a lie. It is a lie. But see, by the time I actually went into seminary, I had already understood that because I actually went on this journey before I even went into seminary. I actually went on this journey, it was around 2018. And it started when I was looking at, I've shared this story before, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more. It started when I was looking at this magazine. It was this magazine that had these beautiful homes, and it had these homes that had these nice long driveways and long driveways, and like these expensive cars that, I have a home in Houston, and these cars cost more than my home in Houston, okay? These cars were like, oh my God. And so I found myself getting upset. I was getting upset and applying labels to people I didn't even know, just looking at the houses, applying labels, calling them pretentious and all kind of other different things. Didn't really understand. I was like, this gross display of wealth and blah, 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 blah. I had this narrative, not realizing that, and then I had a conversation with my higher self. Yeah, my higher self pops up every once in a while. It's your higher self too. And so, my higher self asked me, why are you upset about looking in the magazine? And so I went to my narrative. Well, because, this and that, and pretentious, and blah, 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 blah. Come on, Stephen. Come on. Why are you really upset? It wasn't until then that the light bulb came on that, I felt unworthy of these things that I was seeing in this magazine. I felt unworthy of it. I thought I couldn't have it. I thought I couldn't experience it, so I got angry. I got upset. So this was based on unworthiness feeling that it had nothing to do with these people. Nothing. Nothing to do with these homes. It was me. It was me. So that opened my eyes to a lot of things. So, and I'm a person, I like to explore stuff. I like to explore. So I explored some more. I said, well, what about this situation over here? And so I would talk about, surely this, me getting upset, surely it's justified here, right? Surely. Nope. It's not. What about this over here? What about, this situation over there? Surely, right? Yeah, this is worth my vengeance, right? These people are bad, right? Nope, still you. So then I went to the last bastion, my last final haven of my vengeance, the last little place. People, like groups of people, like hate groups that didn't like people that looked like me. What about them? Surely, now I'm justified, right? Nope. And it wasn't until then. It wasn't until I didn't give myself any other excuses to divert myself from what was already in here, the unhealed thoughts that were in here. It wasn't until I just didn't give myself any other option that I actually saw this other place. And all of a sudden, there was this vast amount of unhealed thoughts that I was now being privy to. Now, all of a sudden, I said, oh my God. All kind of ideas that I had no idea was there. Why? Because I had all these excuses for not going there, you see. All these excuses. I didn't have to go there. I got reasons for me getting upset. I got all my reasons right here, for why I'm upset. I'm justified. No, I was not. It was all here. And I was just finding scapegoats. That's what I was doing. I was just finding convenient scapegoats for my own unhealed thoughts. There is nothing outside of you that is worth your vengeance. Nothing outside of you. And understand that every time you apply to that, you put more thoughts. And even though you may have a direction for it, you may have a target for it, you have like, this is the, these people, blah, 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 but this situation, blah, blah, blah. It's going to get bigger and bigger in your own mind. Okay? It will continue to grow, and eventually it will begin to manifest things in your own mind. And you don't have to accept this, because you know, see, when you talk about seeing as spirit sees, see, spirit's going to reach you exactly where you are. I'm not invested in whether you accept this or not. My job is the messenger. I'm just here to deliver the message. I'm not here to be invested in whether you accept it or not. That is it. I will sleep like a baby, regardless of whatever anybody does. However it is received, it doesn't matter. I have done my job. I have done my service to the whole, you see. He is all about service to the whole. This is my service to the whole. I'm attempting to serve the whole, you see. After that, my hands are washed free, you see. I will see everyone in the highest, and I will love you exactly where you are. And if you want to experience your illusions and things like that, thinking there's someone else to blame for what you're experiencing, then so be it. I'm still going to love you. I'm still going to love you. You know why? Because you're part of my whole self. You are part of my whole self, you see? You. So I'm not going to let any idea come between, you know, my individual self and my whole self at all. No. An idea is not worth coming in between, you know, my individual self and my whole self, because my individual self is only a part of my whole self, you see? It is only a part of my whole self, you see? And I would not allow any idea to get in the way of my whole self. I would not allow any ideas of politics to get in the way of my whole self. I don't care how you vote. Okay? However you vote, I love you. I love you. However you vote, I love you. Just know that. Okay? There is the highest good in everything. In everything. Love doesn't have to pick sides. Matter of fact, love doesn't pick sides. And so I'm not going to pick sides either, you see. I'm going to see as spirit sees. That's what the scripture was talking about. That's what that scripture was talking about. I'm not going to see as the world will try to tell me to see. Because each side is saying that the other side is to blame. And it's just dividing us from our whole self. That's all it does. That's all. And you ever wonder why each one of those talking points, as far as the popular, you notice that they don't agree on anything? They agree on absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's no point of agreement on any issue whatsoever. Anything. There's no point of agreement. Why do you think that is? It's divisive. It's to divide us. It's to divide a people. You know, a people that are divided don't have any power. A people that are divided can't do anything, you see. We are only strong when we are united. It doesn't mean that we have to agree. You see, we don't have to agree to be united. You know, it's just knowing that we are one, knowing that we are still one people, in spite of any type of programming or anything like that. And see, when you're going in here, you're going to see that. When you're going in here, you're going to see past all those illusions that anybody tries to throw your way as far as telling you about anything. You're going to see right past it, like this wave thing, this thing that's just wavering in the wind. You're going to see right past it if you're going within here. You're not even going to experience any love if you're not going within here. You know? If you're just constantly going out there seeking love, you're going to be starved for love. You see? You're going to be starved. You're going to be starving for love, trying to seek love somewhere else when it's right here. Right here. Whatever you're starving for, you can find it right here. Everybody with me? So, you know, what are some practical tools? Because again, this is practical Christianity. We talk about practical Christianity. We talk about what we can do, tools that we can utilize to improve our own lives. You know, improve our quality of life. So, well, you know how I'm going to start. Meditation is a great start. You know, to begin to sort through those thoughts. Begin to sort through them. Take a look at them. Sort through those thoughts. Sort through them, because there's a lot of thoughts. There's a lot of thoughts. Trust me. And if you haven't gone inside for a while, if you've really been seeking outside, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff in here. Trust me, there's going to be a lot of stuff. But that's okay. That's okay. There's no better time than now. And begin to start taking a look at it. You just experience. It's not about judging your thoughts. It's not about judging. It's not about anything that you did in the past. No. That's just more of the same. No. Just accept it. This is just where you are. That's all. This is just where you are. Accept where you are. And then begin to come from there. Accept where you are. And then begin to come from there. That's how love sees. You see? That's how love sees. Love meets you where you are. So do that for yourself. And begin to feel that love. It's already present. It's already here. But you're just removing it from your presence when you're sitting up here just judging yourself and stuff like everything you find and stuff like that. No, it's not that serious. It's really not that serious. Really, the more important thing when you're creating is about your energy. Always be mindful of your energy. Always be mindful of where your energy is, okay? If it's lowering your energy, leave it alone. Leave it alone. If it's lowering your energy, leave it alone. That's my best advice I can give you on that. If it's lowering your energy, leave it alone. Okay, because it's all about energy. And that will determine what you are manifesting in your life. So, meditation is a great place to start. All right? Gratitude. Gratitude helps to raise that energy. I'm talking about energy here. Energy. So, gratitude helps to raise that energy. It naturally helps to raise that energy. Not trying to change anything, just being grateful. And I would invite you to be grateful for everything. Just everything. Because there's a lot that you don't understand. It's not like because you have all these biases and stuff like that, you have all these ideas of what's supposed to be and stuff like that. So you really don't know any better. We really don't know any better when we're subscribing to all of that. So just be grateful for everything for the time being. And allow it to basically begin to present itself to you. Just be grateful for it. Just be grateful for it. You might not like how it feels. But don't be a slave to that. Okay? Don't be a slave to how something feels. Okay? Don't be a slave to how if something's comfortable now. Okay? You put yourself in a box, you put yourself in a prison. Okay? Don't be a slave to your comfort. Okay? So, prayer. When in doubt, pray. When in doubt, pray. Just pray. And pray for understanding. I would invite you to pray for understanding. It's not trying to pray for external circumstances to change. Those external circumstances serve a purpose. They serve a purpose. If they're triggering you, good. Now maybe you can look at it. You can look at some of those unhealed thoughts if they're triggering you. Good. Good. It's good that they're triggering you. That's a wonderful thing. Now you can take a look at it. Stop repressing that stuff, So, anyhow. And building a relationship with spirit. Oh my God. All these things are my go-tos. Building a relationship with spirit. Understanding that there's a supporting energy that's always with you. So there's no reason for you to be afraid. There's a supporting energy. There's an energy that's supporting you at all times. It is always supporting you. It never works against you. It is always working for you. Now, it may not feel comfortable. We didn't say it was going to feel comfortable. May not feel good, You may not like it. It may not fall in one of your biases. It may not fall or be in accordance to your narrative that you have for things, okay? It may not. It's not guaranteed to do those things, okay? But it's always meant to support you. It's always meant to uplift you. That's what it will do, okay? And a willingness to see, or not a willingness, but also the next thing I have is, like I said, we're not doing this just those four. Also, seeing the individual self as part of the whole self. That's going to yield huge dividends. And again, I apologize for not having that be part of my go-tos before. That's a go-to. Seeing the individual self as part of the whole self. And everything is part of your whole self, guys. Everything is part of your whole self. Everything is part of your whole self. Okay? Everything is part of your whole self. Seeing your individual self as part of your whole self will get you to begin to see things differently.
Because then you will begin to see ideas that will begin to come to you about what you can do for your whole self, you see. And this is how a master thinks anyway. You know, this is how a master thinks. Seeing the individual self as part of the whole self will begin to create new ideas. And that's beautiful. Whatever those ideas are, come share with me. I love to hear people's ideas that come to them. That's beautiful. What ideas come to you? Because we're all going to get different ideas. What ideas come to you? And the next thing I would say would be a willingness to be mindful of your thoughts. Okay? Now is the perfect time. Be mindful of your thoughts. Just be mindful of your thoughts now. Just remember, every time you think anything about anybody, remember that regardless of the target, or anytime you think anything or even about anything or any situation, regardless of the target, you are taking on the thought energy of it. Remember that. And it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until you can begin to harmonize those thoughts and be like, oh, these are my thoughts. So let me think different thoughts. You begin to see that you are the creator here. That these are your thoughts, you see. You know, and you're just focusing these thoughts on form. And I'm going to get into that the next talk I give. I'm going to get all into form and content. I'm going to empower you that way as well. But right now, this is what I'm talking about. The next thing I would say would be a willingness to investigate. You know, it's a good thing when you get upset. Don't demonize it. It's a good thing when you get upset, because then you can ask yourself that key question: why am I really upset? And your ego is going to try to show you all kinds of different things. It's going to try to show you all kinds of justifications and reasons. Don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. It's going to try to show you all kinds of reasons why you are justified in being upset, you see? It's going to do it. I'm telling you what it's going to do. I'm taking the playbook. I'm telling you the playbook, what it's going to do. Don't listen to it. Because if you listen to it, then you're not going to find out what's at the root of it. You're not going to find the unhealed thoughts. So don't listen to it. No matter what it does, continue. Yeah. Why am I really upset? Well, because, these people over keep doing this and all this and all that. It's like, yeah. Why am I really upset? And continue to do that with yourself. Until you begin to peel back that stuff with all these layers of onion, until you get to the real meat of it, the real root of it, of what's really manifesting things in your life. You follow these things, you will definitely be on the path to empowerment. We're talking about empowerment now. You will not be influenced by things that you see in the external. You will not even be influenced by movies and TV shows or the social media that tells you this and tells you that. You'll just see it as a diversion, but that's it. You'll know where the truth is. You'll know where the power is. You'll know where all the realizations are, is right here. And that's what this world needs. This world doesn't need sheep. This world needs shepherds. This world has enough sheep. It needs shepherds. That's what this world needs. Everybody with me? All right. So I got an affirmation for everybody. All right, everybody repeat after me. I affirm that the truth lives in me. And I am willing to be mindful of the thought energy I create. Brothers and sisters, you're going to be that light that your Father, Mother, God intended for you to be. Thank you.
It's okay. Thank you so much, Reverend Stephen. And now for our tithes and offerings. And if we can say the abundance blessing: divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit, it is so now. For our announcements today, electronic giving is available at the front desk in the lobby. You can scan the QR code or copies of today's service are available on CD at the front desk. And find us on YouTube and Facebook and like us or follow us. Next Sunday, October 13th, the Unity Minister and guest speaker, Reverend Sonia Mathis, will be delivering the Sunday message. See Thursday's newsletter for details. And did everyone receive an emailed invitation for our installation ceremony taking place on Sunday, October 27th? If so, and you plan to attend, please email us at unityofneworleans@gmail.com with your name, as well as this will be a list will be created, and we'll be issuing tickets that Sunday to everyone on the RSVP list. People with tickets will get their food first, so please RSVP if you plan to attend. So far, we have 40 people who are on the RSVP list, so see the newsletter. And is everyone signed up for our newsletter? You need to be, with so many things going on. If you're not, please please see the front desk, the QR code, and sign up electronically, or you can manually fill out a card if you don't know how to scan the QR code. Are there any new visitors who would like to introduce themselves? Yes, please.
I'm here visiting with the Weber family. My name is Robin Johnson, and this is my son, Malcolm Johnson from New Orleans.
Well, welcome. Thank you so much. So if you'd like, yes.
Hello, my name is Taylor Hunter. I'm also visiting with the Weber family, and it's a pleasant, just delight to be here.
Thank you. We're glad to have you. So, also, the prayer chaplains are available after the service, and they will participate with you in prayer and in total confidentiality. They will be in front of the front altar, and please honor this sacred space in the sanctuary and reserve any after-service conversations and fellowship for the lobby or family room.
Please, if this is your first time, please, there's a QR code at the front desk, and so you You can just put your phone on there. That's what everybody's doing now. Just scan it, and you can fill it out electronically. We can also sign you up for the newsletter. And so there's a lot of things that are going on, and we're about to be having some more classes and things like that. So I would really invite you to scan the QR code and put it on there if this is your first time and things like that. So it wasn't great. So
Sorry.
it's okay.
And my name is Susie Miller-Abear. I am part of the choir and part of the board of directors here at Unity. And if anyone is interested in sacred service, please see either me or Reverend Stephen after the service. And if we could say the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. The Lord watches between me and thee, while we are absent one from the other, and helps us to know we are all one in spirit through our Lord Jesus Christ. And if you will form a circle for our peace song.